Welcome to the Fish North Georgia Podcast, where we talk everything fishing here in North Georgia.
Make a cast over that brush pile and bring wolf packs of spotted bass up.
Georgia is blessed with so many of these electric-only lakes.
No, I didn't say that, Danny. Don't be
so,
speculating now.
Okay, guys, we're back. I'm with Mr. Oneill Williams and got a couple questions from some of our viewers for you and a topic that you wanted to discuss. Number one, barbless hook.
Ooh, okay.
Barbless hook. Heard you fish with a barbless hook, and what's the reason for it?
Okay. It's my firm belief that I know that the barb was put on the hook to keep live bait on. Mm-hmm. It wasn't put on there to keep your game fish on.
Okay.
Okay.
I think
so
that's a lot of people think that.
That's right. So I learned from the last 12 or 14 years of going into Canada, in Ontario, you have to flatten the barbs on the hook. I don't believe I've ever lost a fish because the barb is flattened. I believe I hook more because I get hook penetration.
So you think the barb actually is resistance when you go to
Absolutely.
Okay.
Absolutely. That keeps you from hooking fish.
Really?
Flatten the barb, unless you're using a shiner or something like that, because he'll get off. You can flatten the barbs on all your spinnerbaits, the trailer hooks, whatever. You will catch more fish. You will get the hook in more fish if you flatten the barb.
Now, do you have to change your rod or anything set up like that?
No, not
keep
really.
It?
No.
Or is there a technique in fighting them, or is it just...
No. Well, you just have to stay in touch. I mean, if you slack line or give him slack when he jumps or whatever, you're going to lose it.
Yeah, and that'll happen with or without barb.
I firmly believe the fish that get off aren't hooked at all. They just have the hook still in their mouth. Maybe just a tiny little bit of the point is in the flesh or in the jaw. But he gets off because you didn't hook him at all.
Now, are you a big... When we're talking about hooking, do you really lay into them, or are you more of a sweep hooker, or does it depend on what you're fishing?
It depends on what I'm fishing. The determining factor in catching more fish in those techniques with a worm, a spinnerbait, whatever the case might be, is speed. That got him.
Gotcha.
It's not. You remember the old technique? I think. Just let me get the slack out of the line. No, he's got it. He's got it in his mouth. He doesn't have hands.
Listen, it's so funny that you said it, because listen, I was taught when I was younger that when fishing with shiners, that when you're, and this is my dad, and bless his heart, you know, it's just one of the things he used to say, and I think it's wrong, but when that float would go under, count to 5, and I'd be like, why? He goes, because he's scaling it or he's doing something.
No, he's got it.
He don't have it in his pockets.
He doesn't have hands. He's carrying it. What's it? Hook him.
That was what a lot of people would tell me back then. Just wait a second, let him run with it.
No, I mean, think about what a largemouth bass, or any of those fish, think about their technique. Here's a shiner. Got it.
Yeah. They just suck it in like a vacuum cleaner.
Got it. As soon as you feel him, set the hook.
Okay.
Okay.
Set the hook, stay in touch with it, and bend that barb.
Yep.
Would you
flatten
do that?
The barb.
Would you do that even on a spinnerbait?
Absolutely.
So everything you flatten.
Absolutely.
You
flatten the barb.
I'm going to try that. Okay.
Okay.
All right. Now,
I wouldn't do it on all of them, and try it out on a couple of them.
That daggum Oneill Williams told me, dude, I ain't caught a fish in a month. They keep getting it off. He was lying to me.
And when I leave here today, I'll say, "Boy, I got him."
You got me, that sucker.
You believe anything.
He believe anything, them boys up there.
Okay.
All right. You wanted to discuss line weight, the importance of line weight, or the differences in line weight. So kind of
lighter the line, more bites you'll get. Well, the lighter the line, more bites you'll feel.
You'll feel.
Yeah. You'll catch. Therefore, you will catch more fish if you use light line.
Well, that makes sense. But
if you don't feel the bite,
Well, are you a fluorocarbon guy, mono, or does it matter to
I'm
you?
a mono guy still.
Still a mono guy.
Yeah, still a mono. I haven't fished enough of the braided lines yet. I'm not good enough. These professionals,
right?
I mean, they feel everything.
Yes, they do.
And so they can feel everything with braided line, and good. I tell you what keeps me from using braided line is you have to tie that knot to your leader, and I foul that knot up every time.
And I don't even like the sound of it going through my guides as it goes out.
Whistles. It makes a sound.
It does make a sound, and there's 15 different ways to tie that one knot.
That's right.
And I'm not good at any of them.
Me neither.
Okay, well, I'm glad we're on the same. We're on the same page. The number one mistake. The number one mistake fishermen makes.
They don't fish deep enough. they're always throwing to underneath that brush over there, or see that blowdown. You ought to be, that blowdown. It's coming out here, and you sit. Here's a blowdown, and you put your boat and you throw into the blowdown like that. Okay. You should be out here throwing to the blowdown like that.
Throwing across it.
Yeah, you're always using visual targets. Think about what it looks like underneath. Think about what it looks like at 20 feet or 30 feet. It wasn't my idea because I give full credit to Mac Farr at Lake Lanier. I caught a striper 2 years ago at Lanier in the summertime at 97 feet.
Good grief.
They're there. It was 100 feet deep, so let's say I caught him 3 feet off the bottom.
100 foot deep, and you caught a striper.
Right.
Now, I did not know they would go that deep.
Oh, absolutely. Their water temperature.
Okay, I guess the oxygen's fine down there.
As long as they've got oxygen and it's that deep, they'll stay down there where it's nice and cool. If they can stay down there and it's 60, 65 degrees, he'll live there the whole time. That's why at Lanier, you'll never catch a true monster, a 50 or 60 pounder, like you might in Tennessee lakes, because it stays colder longer in Tennessee and Kentucky. And though down here, it doesn't stay cold long enough, so he stays down in that deep water, and he doesn't have anything to eat.
That makes sense. That's something I hadn't thought about like that.
I just repeat what other people have told me.
Yeah, but a smart person listens and learns, and then they can repeat the
Well, I mean, I can remember when I was I was pretty good at spotted bass at Lanier, because that was the closest lake, so that's where I went.
Right.
Okay, so here's a rocky point. Okay, people pull up, fish, leave. I come in, I get on the point and throw out.
Now that is something I have noticed. A lot of people are like that. They fish towards the bank. They're out in the 20, 30 foot of water, fishing towards the bank, bringing that, and you would be the opposite.
I'd be the opposite of that, or I'll either cross the point or so forth. But I'd keep my worm, my shiner, whatever it is, my mop jig. I would keep that at most of the time at 28, 35, 40, 45 feet.
Okay.
People just don't fish deep enough. They have to have a visual target. Let me ask you a question.
Yeah.
Do you think that spotted bass that's maybe there at 12 feet understands that there's a tree up there on dry land?
Not at all.
No. The fisherman sees that tree. Oh, that must be a good spot. No.
Makes sense.
He doesn't have anything to do with it. That fish is out there where he can eat, where he can hide, where he can get next to a stump at 35 feet and just sit there.
And just live a happy life.
And there they go. There's the boat. He didn't even stop, man.
Yeah.
Hurts my feelings.
That makes perfect sense to me. All right, so Oneill's tips. Barbless hooks.
Yeah.
Will more hook up.
You'll catch more fish
with a barbless hook. You'll fill more fish with a light line weight.
Mm-hmm.
And it doesn't have to necessarily be braid. You still use mono.
Right.
And it does just fine. And the number one mistake is the way guys fish cover. They fish too shallow. They don't fish deep enough.
With its largemouth, spotted bass, stripers, hybrids, no matter what. I mean, they'll get on the surface from time to time.
Yeah.
That knucklehead Henry catches them on a fly.
Oh,
okay,
he does.
But by and large, the schools of fish usually are under your boat while you're casting up toward the bank.
Makes perfect sense. So, guys, there you have it.
Okay.
From the living legend himself. So go put it to use. So,
oh my goodness!
All right, Oneill, we appreciate it. Thanks.
You bet.
Thanks. I hope you enjoyed this episode of the Fish North Georgia podcast. If y'all have any topics or guests you'd like to see in the future, leave it in the comments below. Hit that subscribe button, click that bell, so that you'll be notified of any future videos. And don't forget to give us a follow on Facebook and Instagram at Fish North Georgia. And we look forward to seeing you soon.